Hey guys, welcome back to JR14. Here we are with another video today, and here's the video that everyone's been waiting for. How much did it cost to build Project Mark 7's engine completely back together again? So without further ado, let's get into it right now. So as you guys already know, I did a full engine rebuild series on my channel. And at 97,000 miles, Project Mark 7's engine finally took a crap due to crank walk. And unfortunately, none of the engine, the existing engine, was salvageable. So I would have to start building everything brand new from ground up. Luckily, I found European Auto to do the work. I'm actually at their shop right now. As you guys can clearly see, they have a wonderful inventory of cars that they're currently working on. So I felt very comfortable bringing my car here and allowing them to do the work. Now, if you don't know where they're located, I'll put the address down in the description below. Also, their Instagram right here in the bottom of the screen. So you got that? You got on your Instagrams, you searched for that? Cool, great. All right, so now we're gonna go into how much did it cost to do everything. In this video, I'm gonna talk about everything as far as how much it cost, what was changed, what was replaced, and why we replaced it. So let's get into it. So here's all the invoices here, but I simplified it into 3 sheets of paper. So I'm going to just leave this here, and we're just gonna get into the full list of everything. Now, everything is at retail price. I'm sure the retail prices have changed since this video, but I'm giving you the retail price as of today, and this is the beginning of 2020. All right, so let's get to the nitty gritty. Okay, so everyone is very curious. The main thing of everyone, the main aspect of what everyone wants to know is the integrated engineering short block. I feel like that's the end of my list, but I'll start with that. Now, the good thing about the integrated engineering short block is that it was already assembled. It's already an assembled unit, meaning that it's already a block full assembled with the pistons, the connecting rods, the bearings, everything. Already everything on the bottom end is completely assembled. Everything is machined. Everything is put together. All the clearance tolerances are everything already good to go. So all you would need to do is just drop it in the car. Obviously, you know, you would have to break in that procedure. If you want to see that break-in procedure, how to break in that specific block, click in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, which is actually, if you're looking at this, it would be here. So for the integrated engineering short block, I got it from ECS Tuning. The integrated engineering short block costs $6,469.74. Whoa, why did you spend that much? I've seen it for $4,500, I've seen it for $4,200. The reasoning of why I paid almost pretty much $6,500 for it is due to the fact that you have to give them a core. So if you give them an existing core that is a good core, then they'll knock some money off of that. I don't know exactly what it is off the top of my head, but if your cylinder head and in this case, the block, if the block is good and the crankshaft's good, you'll get almost $2,000 back through integrated engineering. So as you guys already know, my engine was completely wiped out. I can't use it. Someone else can't use it. Even if they machined it and cleaned it up, it's not usable again. So unfortunately, I ended up paying the full amount. As you guys know as well, before I even get started, so like I said, I talked to you about the short block already. Now, I just want to let you guys know, I went a little bit above and beyond. Like, you don't have to put a built block in. You don't have to do the bigger turbo that I did. But I'm giving you what I did to have this car pretty much with the revisions that I did as far as the built block, as far as the bigger turbo, and all this other stuff that I'm going to go through. So just keep that in mind. So this number is going to be expensive, but again, this is for the application that I did specifically. If your engine went out, it's not going to cost you as nearly as much as the price that I'm going to tell you right now. So the 4-bar map sensor, Bosch 4-bar map sensor, that was about $50.38. The Forged Motorsport turbo blanket, it's actually $100 for the turbo blanket. Now, A2B Motorsports out in New Jersey, shout out to Billy Hamburg. That includes the wiring harness. That includes the wiring harness and everything else. Actually, hang on a second. Let's just pop the hood so you guys can actually. Pretty much, all right, so A2B Motorsports, they sell an AEM kit. So the AEM kit includes a 5-bar sensor for the intake manifold. Also includes the wiring harness, so you don't have to cut and splice wires. That's something specifically I did not want to do. And that kit also it includes the Precision Raceworks boost tap to run everything. that kit is $335. Now, obviously, once we put the engine in and put everything back together, we can't just turn it on with regular oil. We would actually need to break-in oil. So I ordered 12 quarts of Penn grade break-in oil, SAE 30 oil, and that came up to $98.32. I found that on Amazon. Now the exhaust heat wrap, that's something that I actually wanted to keep most of the heat out of the engine bay. Not out of the engine bay, but I wanted to keep it out of the cabin and actually contain the heat in one source coming from the turbo out the exhaust. So I got an exhaust heat wrap also from Amazon. I got it for about $15.23. Now the Fumoto drain plug. So why did I order a Fumoto drain plug? It's not actually for the oil pan on the bottom. It's actually for my oil catch can, which I'll talk about later. But the oil catch can needed an actual drain. You're stupid. So the oil catch can, this one, you always have to take off the engine, one of the engine mount bolts to take it out and dump the oil. But I didn't want to do that. So actually I got a drain valve, so all I have to do is just turn the valve and it drains the oil out, and then there's a hose that runs to where I would put a pan underneath the car to collect the contaminants of that. So, that definitely does help. It's a Fumoto drain, I think it's called a B106XX. I also got that from Amazon for $37.53. Now 2 quarts of break-in oil, that's after the fact. We needed a little bit more because the engine was completely dry, so we needed to put a little bit more in than expected. So I ordered an extra 2 quarts of break-in oil, which is about $21.49 out of Colvin Motor Parts. Now I ordered a fluid dampener pulley. Now, obviously, like I told you about, and most of these videos you can see in the link where I'm going to put up in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. So the fluid dampener actually keeps a lot of vibrations out of the crankcase and actually does make the engine run a little bit more smoother. So I got that pulley from ECS. It's a $419.95. Also, the Precision Raceworks Walbro 525 fuel pump. So pretty much I had to change both fuel pumps in the car. I'm going to talk about the high pressure fuel pump in a minute, but the low pressure fuel pump is the Walbro 525. I got that specifically from Precision Raceworks. I did a little bit of research and I found out that if I wanted to run E85 to the full potential, I could possibly run out of fuel with a Walbro 450. So I went with the next one up, which is like a stage 3.5, based on what Precision Raceworks says. So that fuel pump was $444.99. I got a DKM MS Series twin disc clutch kit. That clutch kit obviously is one of the best ones, for instance, that can hold the amount of torque that this car is going to produce. So that was about $1,395. So now let's talk about the big aspect besides the integrated engineering built bottom end. It's actually the Lico L500 turbo. As you guys know from my previous videos or the previous setup on this car, I ran a Lico L450 and I talked about the pricing of that during that review, during the pricing of my build at that time. But we swapped the turbo out, and that turbo retails for $2,246. Now, the Pro Tune from Unicorn Motor Developments, I actually 86 that. I'm not gonna use Unicorn Motor Developments for the tuning on this car. I'm actually switching it to Equilibrium Tuning. So Equilibrium Tuning is offering right now, I'm doing a 93 map file. And also on top of that, it's an additional $100 because of the fact that I'm trying to knock it out in one day. It's going to be tuned later in March. So right now that's going to be about $700. The oil level sensor. So everything on this car was absolutely replaced. I just want to let everybody know that. Everyone's going to know that. So pretty much everything was replaced. So the oil level sensor for OEM Volkswagen one, I got that from FCP Euro with a lifetime warranty. That is $141.76. Spool and charge pipes, obviously if I'm putting a bigger turbo with more fuel, then I'm gonna need more airflow. So I actually upgraded the charge pipes and the throttle pipe. It was a kit that was offered by USP Motorsports out in Florida, and that kit was for $269. Now, when we took the engine apart, you're an asshole for that. All right, so when we took the engine out, I honestly thought it was just the bottom end that I was bad. I thought I could reuse my cylinder head, but considering the fact that crank walk pretty much grinds the engine down, gets metal composites all the way through the engine, and it actually starved the cylinder head, causing it to be completely bad. So shout out to Auto House in Paterson, New Jersey. I ended up getting a complete cylinder head from them from a Mark 7.5, a 2018 model with only 9,000 miles on it. They charged me $900 for that cylinder head. Now the cylinder head, considering the fact that it needed to get rebuilt, so for the fact, you can't just take a used cylinder head that's been sitting in a car for a long period of time. I actually took that, just wanted to keep my precautions, just make sure that everything else has been okay with it before I put it back in. Before I put a used cylinder head in the car, that I take it to a machine shop, get it decked, get it cleaned, take it apart, hot tank it, put it all back together. And I actually shout out to Colvin Motor Parts out in Merrick, New York. They actually went ahead and took the cylinder head, and they didn't charge me an astronomical amount of money. They charged me $244 to machine the head, take it apart, and rebuild it. Now, after everything was put back together, the subframe was out, the whole front end of the car was apart, putting everything back together, the suspension components were disconnected. So when you connect everything back, of course, it's going to throw the alignment off a little bit. So I went ahead and got an alignment at Intrac Tires out in Jamaica, New York. Their alignments are pretty cheap, actually, $87.10. When I talked about that drain plug, it was for this, my Racing Line oil catch can. I used to have a Forge Motorsport oil catch can, but unfortunately for the fact that my PCV system failed, I actually decided to delete it altogether based on me now making over 30 pounds of boost. I can't run the stock PCV anymore. So I actually deleted it altogether, have a block off plate, which is included with the Racing Line oil catch can kit, and it's been working fantastic. So that Racing Line oil catch can was $540. All right, so now since we covered all the stuff bolted onto it, now we're also going to talk about some of the stuff that needed to be replaced. So now with this stuff that I'm going to be mentioning here, shout out to Deutsch Auto Parts. Paul, Max, Nathan, David, the rest of the Deutsch Auto Parts team, they're based out of, I believe, Charlotte, North Carolina. And they actually put something together for me so that I'm able to get everything. Now, obviously, the car did jump timing as well, so I needed to get that replaced. If I'm putting a motor back together, I definitely need to go ahead and make sure that everything is brand new. I don't want to put any used parts that cause this car to fail again. So these are the parts that I ordered from ShopDAP or Deutsch. Actually ordered from Deutsch Auto Parts or ShopDAP. All right, so Serpentine belt tensioner, that was $129.34. Now, my water pump was leaking. It usually on the Mark 7s leaks from the thermostat housing, considering the fact that it's plastic, and unfortunately, there is no full billet aluminum option for the Mark 7. So I just got a full replacement. So ShopDAP sells a kit which includes the thermostat housing, the thermostat housing, and the full water pump kit which adds the intake manifold gasket as well as a gallon of Audi Volkswagen coolant. Fast for $370.93. An IS-38 install kit, so that pretty much includes, obviously my turbo is an IS-38 housing. It's a hybrid, but it's an IS-38 housing. So this housing includes all the gaskets that you're gonna need, all the O-rings that you're gonna need, even the new studs to bolt it right up to the cylinder head, and that was $26.70. The downpipe and the V-band gasket, so in between the turbo and the actual downpipe where the V-band connects, there is a gasket that goes inside the turbo. There's a little lip where a gasket goes inside there. That was $5.02. The PCV valve gasket, I need to order a new gasket for that because the Racing Line oil catch can does not come with one. They want you to use your existing one. Is $950. The head gasket, which separates the bottom of the engine from the cylinder head, the block from the cylinder head is $52. Oil pressure switches, there's 3 of them on this car. One was $22.88, one was $24.96, and the other one was another $24.96. The ignition coil, so I needed to get, so on the top here, if I take this cover off, if you look at any of my previous videos when I actually did the 70,000 mile maintenance, I did that in 20 degrees and I actually snapped 3 out of the 4 of the connector clips that go on the coil packs. So actually I told Gio, like, you know what, I'm just gonna order a new set of them and just replace them all. So the ignition coil connector, electric connectors, times 4 equivalated to $15.60. Also, you guys know that I run my Denso IHK24 spark plugs, which is a step colder. It's a step colder from stock, and that's perfect for this application. So those were 30, so the Denso IHK24 spark plugs, they're a step colder from stock, and I actually went ahead and ordered a new set of them. I got them to where they needed to be gapped, and the car runs just fine. So I bought those for $36.96. I needed a brand new oil pump because if you look at any of the previous videos during the engine rebuild series, my oil pump was seized, as you know, Felipe pulled it out and showed me in one of the videos. A new oil pump for a Mark 7 is $232. The oil pipe, which is the pickup tube that connects to it, is $36.80. The seal for the pickup tube, which is the O-ring, the little O-ring that goes around it, is $4.46. The fuel injector seal kit, considering the fact that we took the injectors off, Gio believes that when you're taking the injectors out and you're putting new, the same injectors in, just go ahead and replace the injectors. I mean, just go ahead and replace the injector seals, so this way you don't have to worry about leaks or anything in the future. Those were, I needed, so they come with fuel injector seal kits, and there's 4 of them. I replaced all 4, so it's $30.72 for that. Now, the big thing is, like I said, this car did jump timing, so I needed to go ahead and complete everything. Brand new timing chains, guides, everything. A full timing chain complete kit, the complete timing chain set for a Mark 7 was $671.51. Also, my Mark 7s are known to having seepage at the oil cap. Sometimes they tend to leak. I ordered a new one from Volkswagen. I ordered a new one from ShopTap. $18.72. I've said, you know what, since we're taking out the transmission, let's replace all the fluids. So we went a Haldex diff fluid service kit, which was $48.71. And the ShopTap magnetic drain plug, which was $20. Pretty much everything that I started talking about from ShopTap on forward, all this that I just mentioned, starting with the serpentine belt tensioner, was ordered from ShopTap, which retailed at $1,957 even. So the final bit was pretty much the labor, right? So, okay, so throughout this process, I thought that I ordered absolutely everything that I was going to need, but there was still some stuff that I missed, especially with the water pump gears that Felipe was telling me about. The cam magnet sensor, stuff like that. Like, there's just a couple of things that I needed to get extra. So all the miscellaneous parts, bolts and stuff like that came up to $531. Hazardous materials and tax came up to $184. And the labor by itself alone to completely take this engine completely out, apart, put everything back together, make sure it runs, and make sure everything is good. The labor by itself was $2,500. So pretty much what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to go ahead and total everything up, and then I'm going to give you the total. So, all right, guys, after hearing everything about the engine rebuild series, you've heard everything that I paid for every specific part, including the labor, and the grand total of this engine rebuild for Project Mark 7 to make nearly 500 horsepower, or probably a little bit above it once the tuning is done, is $17,773.50.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
So there you go, $17,773.50. That's how much it costs for Project Mark 7 to run better than ever. Now, a lot of you people are saying, I'm sure you guys are going to be saying, what in the world is wrong with you? Why would you do that? When you think about doing this, it's definitely expensive for sure. And, you know, unfortunately, I came into a situation where I still owe on the car, so it doesn't even make sense for me to trade it in, because I still would have to fix it in order to trade it in, to take a loss on it, because the mileage that's on it versus what the car is actually going to be worth with that mileage on it didn't make sense. So, and then a lot of you guys voted. I put up a post on Instagram a long time ago before I started the engine rebuild series, and I said, like, how many of you guys want to see Project Mark 7's engine be rebuilt? And I took the opportunity. And also, for another fact, is that it was a great opportunity to show you guys a full engine rebuild series that's going to be on YouTube, that's accessible to you guys forever. So yeah, but she's running now. She's running better than ever, and it's basically like having a brand new car all over again. Everything's been replaced. Everything's new. Every gasket, every chain, every guide has been replaced and is new onto the car. So I can definitely sit here and say that I definitely made a great choice. And then I wouldn't say that I'm not satisfied with anything. I definitely am extremely satisfied with the end result. which is basically having Project Mark 7 at nearly almost 500 horsepower. Oh yeah, by the way, so even when Gio did the engine rebuild and everything was completely and finalized, we went over a procedure. So pretty much we looked over everything, checked over everything. Now he also did give me a year warranty on anything that does go wrong with the car. Now if you, like, let's say if I grenaded the motor, if I was negligent and I grenaded the motor, that is not on them, that is on me. So, you know, he gave me like a guideline of that. So when you do a repair with Gio, definitely you do a repair with European Oil, they definitely give you that talk. So this way you know what a certain situation is where it's covered under the warranty. But the good thing is that it is completed. But guys, like I said, if you have not seen the engine rebuild series, I did 10-part engine rebuild series on my channel. The link for that whole playlist of that whole engine rebuild series is down in the description below. But guys, if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to JR14. Also, make sure that you purchase the merch. Don't worry, I'm going to be adding to the merch line later on during the summer. And you guys always remember that cars are a lifestyle. Take care.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle!
I'm going to leave that in.